Hello friends, in this video tutorial we will show you how to load unconnected all user of chat application with send chat request button. Under this Laravel WebSocket chat application, this is first step, in which we will list all user who has registered under this chat application with send chat request button, so login user can send chat request to other user. So here, we will use Ratchet WebSocket Library for load user list with chat request button. So here in text editor, we have to open dashboard.blade.php file. And under this file, we have to remove this HTML code. And after this, we have paste this HTML code. Now here, in this division tag, we have to write it attribute is equal to search people area. Under this tag, we will list user data with chat request button. After this, we have goes to JavaScript code part, and here we have to write from user id variable is equal to Laravel expression. And between this, we have to write auth class with user method. And after this, we have to write id table column name, so it will return login user id data. After this, below this, we have create to user id variable is equal to blank value. Now for display user list on the web page, so here, we have to make one JavaScript function with name load unconnected user function with argument from user id. Under this function, we have to write data variable is equal to an array. And in array key, we have to write from user id. And in value, we have to write from user id variable. After this, in second key, we have to write type. And in value, we have to write request load unconnected user. So here, we have store data under this data variable. Now we want to send this data to WebSocket Controller, so here, we have to write connect variable.send method, and under this method, we have to write JSON.stringify function, and under this function, we have to write data variable. So this code will send data to WebSocket Controller. Now we have goes to socket controller file, and under this file, we have goes to onMessage method. This method will be called if any message has been sent. So under this method, we have to write $data variable is equal to PHP JSON decode function, and under this function, we have to write $message variable. So this code will convert JSON string to PHP object and store under $data variable. Now below this, we have to write if statement, and under condition, we have to write PHP is set function, and under this function, we have to write $data with type variable, so if this variable value is set, then it will execute if block of code. Under this block, we have to write if statement, and under condition, we have to write $data variable with type variable value is equal to request load unconnected user. If this condition true, then it will execute if block of code, and under this block, we have to write $user data variable is equal to user class with select method, and under this method, we have to write table column name like id, name, user status, and user image table column name. After this, we have to write where method with 3 argument. In first argument, we have to write id table column name. In second argument, we have to write not equal to sign. And in third argument, we have to write $data variable with from user id variable. After this, we have to write order by method with 2 argument. In first argument, we have to write name table column. And in second argument, we have to write ascending order. And lastly, we have to write get method, so this code will make query like. Select id, name, user status, user image from user table. Where it is not equal to login user id, and order by name in ascending order. So it will execute above query, and return query execution result in an array format. Now here, we have to write $subdata variable is equal to an array. Now for fetch user data, so here we have to write for each loop. And under condition, we have to write $user data variable as $row variable. Under this loop, we have to write $subdata variable is equal to an array. And in array first key, we have to write name, and in value, we have to write $row name variable. In second key, we have to write key, and in value, we have to write $row id variable. In third key, we have to write status, and in value, we have to write $row user status variable. And in last key, we have to write user image, and in value, we have to write $row user image variable. So this way, we have store user data under this $subdata variable. Now we want to get login user connection id, so here we have to write $sender connection id variable is equal to user class with select method, and under this method, we have to write connect id table column. After this, we have to write where method with 2 argument. In first argument, we have to write id table column name, and in second argument, we have to write $data variable with from user id variable. And after this, we have to write get method, so it will make an execute query, and store result in $sender connection id variable. Now below this, we have to write $send data with data variable is equal to $subdata variable. And $send data response load unconnected user variable is equal to true. Now we want to send data to login user, so here, we have to write for each loop. And under condition, we have to write $this client's variable as $client variable. Under this loop, we have to write if statement, and under condition, we have to write $client resource id variable value is equal to $sender condition variable with 0 index with connection id table column value. If this condition true, then it will execute if block of code. And under this block, we have to write $client variable with send method. And under this method, we have to write JSON encode function with $send data. So it will send response to a connected client in JSON string format. So this way, it will send data to client in JSON format. Now we have goes to dashboard.blade.php file, and here, in onOpen method, we have called load unconnected user function, and in argument, we have to write from user id variable. So when page has been load, and WebSocket make established connection, then it will call this function, and it will send request for load user on the web page. Now we have check output in the browser. So first, we have to restart Ratchet WebSocket server, so here, first we have to stop this server. And after this, we have to start this server by run this command. Now here in the browser, we can see that we have login in John Smith account. And here, we can see dashboard page in the browser, and here, we can see inspect element window. Now we have refresh web page, and after refresh of web page. Here dashboard user interface has been changed, and now we have goes into network tab. We can see that user data has been received in JSON string format. So here, when page has been loaded, and it has make connection with WebSocket. Then it has send request for load user data, and it has received response of user data in JSON format. Now we want to display this data in graphical format with send chat request button. So here in dashboard file, we have goes into on message JavaScript function. And under this function, we have to write data variable is equal to JSON.pass function, and under this function, we have to write event.data. So it will store WebSocket data under this data local variable. Now here, we have to write if statement, and under condition, we have to write data.response load unconnected user variable. So if this condition true, then it will execute if block of code. And under this block, we have to write HTML variable is equal to blank value. And below this, we have to write if statement, and under condition, we have to write data.data.length value is greater than 0 if this condition false. Then it will execute else block of code, and here, we have to write HTML variable is equal to message like not user found. But suppose above condition true, then it will execute if block of code. And here, we have to write HTML variable, and here we have append HTML code like another list tag with class is equal to list group. After this, we have to write for loop, and under condition, we have to write count variable value is equal to 0, count variable value is less than the value of data.data.length value. And count variable value increment by 1, so on every interval, it will fetch user data. Under this loop, we have to define user image variable with blank value. And below this, we have to write if statement, and under condition, we have to write data.data count variable dot user image variable value is not equal to blank. If user has uploaded image, then it will execute if block of code, and here, we have to write user image variable is equal to image tag with source is equal to Laravel expression. And between this, we have to write asset function with images directory name. And after this, we have to write data.data count variable.user image variable, so it will display user uploaded image. But suppose user is not uploaded profile image, then it will execute else block of code. And here, we have to write user image variable is equal to image tag with source is equal to Laravel expression. And between this, we have to write asset function, and under this, we have to write images directory /noimage.png file name, so it will display default user image if user is not uploaded image. Now here, we have to write HTML variable, and here we have append HTML code like list tag with class is equal to list group item class. After this, we have create one division tag with class is equal to row. And under this, we have again create one division tag with class is equal to column and col9 code. Now first, we want to display user image, so here, we have to write user image variable. And after this, we want to display username, so here, we have to write data.dataCount variable.name. After this, below this, we have create one division tag with class is equal to col and col3. Now between this, we have to create send chat request button, so here we have to write button tag with type is equal to button and name is equal to send request. After this, we have to write class is equal to button, button primary, button small class. And in button text, we have to display font awesome library icon. So here, we have store all user data in HTML variable in HTML format. Now we want to display user data under division tag with it search people area tag. So for this, here we have to write document.getElement by id method, and under this, we have to write division tag id search people area, and after this, we have to write inner HTML is equal to HTML variable, so it will display user data in under this division tag. So here, we have saved this code and check output in the browser. Hello friends, here we in the browser, we can see chat application dashboard page. Now we have to refresh web page, and after refresh of web page. So here, at the right side, we can see that list of registered user data has been displayed. And here, we can see user data like user image and username. And here, we can see chat request button also for send chat request to particular user. So here, in this part, we have learned how to display list of user data on the web page with chat request button by using WebSocket Library. So here, one page has been loaded. And page has been connected with WebSocket, then it has sent request for fetch user data to WebSocket Library. And from WebSocket it has received user data in response in JSON format. And by using Vanilla JavaScript, we have display user data on web page in graphical format. Lastly, in next part, we will learn how to search or filter user data by using Ratchet WebSocket Library and display filtered user data on the web page, so we will be meet in next part.